So I went on tour and I could only go to the crazy places, right? Like, here obviously, you guys were like, Zanies was one of the first to open up, and then D.L. Hughley passed out on stage and tested positive for COVID, and Zanies was like, okay, we're not doing another show till next weekend. And I was like, but you only have shows on the weekends. They're like, well, yeah, we fogged it. And I was like, what is fogging? And they're like, we'll talk later, you know? But it was insane. It really was. I could only go to the crazy places like Corpus Christi, Texas, you know, and Port Charlotte, Florida, you know, and Nashville, Tennessee, right? Yeah, and Naples, Florida, and Greensboro, North Carolina, and Tampa, Florida, you know, and Orlando, Florida, and Jacksonville, Florida. And Miami, you get the fucking point, right? You get the point? It was almost completely in Florida. I just spent months. I worked more in Florida than people in Florida worked. And I told them that, they're like, it's true. But everything, I learned everything about, like in Port Charlotte, Florida, they won't even let you in unless you say something racist. And it doesn't even need to be negative. I was like, I think Asians can be high-strung, but it works in their favor. They're like, come on in, let's do it. Let's be honest with yourself and others. Tampa, Florida. You guys been to Tampa? Have you? Whew. Tampa it's pretty ghetto, but they lean into it. They love it, you know? Have you ever seen one of those, you gotta have them here, those three-wheel cars that are open air and they blast music and there's neon lights everywhere? What are those called? Slingshot, that's right. If Tampa, Florida was a car, it would be a slingshot. And I told them that and they loved it, and some guy in the back of the room went, they're expensive. It's like, I guess they are, Tampa. I guess they are. Miami, Florida. Miami only has 3 ethnicities. 1, Dominicans. And Dominicans speak in a very staccato accent, you know? It's very unnerving. Oye, podemos hablar un poquito antes, pero, pues, ¿quieren comer? And I'm just like, Dominicans, sit down, relax. And then there are Cubans who speak in a very suave accent. Oye, ¿qué quieren hacer? Podemos ir para tomar un poquito antes, pero si no quieren hacer... Because they don't have anywhere to be. They're done working for the day, you know? They finished at 4 a.m. I don't know why people laugh at that. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what the joke is. Are they coke dealers? Are they just really go-getters? I don't know. But every single audience is always like, they are done working for the day. It's so weird. And then in Miami, there are white people who are positive they are fluent in Spanish. That's the 3rd ethnicity. And I was at a Cuban place. I wanted to order a Cuban sandwich. And I was looking at the menu. And this white guy, early 50s, slick black hair, glasses, pleated khakis. Not flat front, pleated. We're all imagining the same person. And I was looking at, and this guy goes, is this your first time here? And I said, yeah. He goes, I speak fluent Spanish. You want me to order for you? I'll order for you, okay? I'm like, all right. And he turns and he goes, excuse me. Okay, let's start there. That's not Spanish. That's just English in an Italian accent. Excuse me, he wants a sandwich of the meatballs. Bocadillo. And then he goes, El quiero un sandwich. Un sandwich de pollo. Oh, wait, do you want chicken or steak? Actually, I don't know how to say steak. He'll have a chicken sandwich. And then there's Orlando. And Orlando is so bizarre. They live amongst the alligators there. You'll be driving in Orlando, there's just an alligator on the median. No big. Do you see that video of that guy that was trying to get the baby alligator into the recycling bin? And he got him in, and then he closed it, and he wheeled him down the hill into the swamp next to his house. The alligator is like, gotta go back up this hill. If I'm gonna eat that dog, I gotta go up this hill. But it's crazy. So there I was doing a show, and I said, what you guys should do is you have all these guns, you should kill the alligators. Because you guys remember when that toddler was eaten by the alligator in front of his parents? Do you remember that? It was in Disney World, and the alligator was hiding in the swamp, and the toddler got close enough, and the alligator grabbed it and killed it in front of its parents. And I gotta tell you, between alligators and toddlers, I prefer toddlers. That's always been my policy. I like toddlers more than alligators. So that's why I said you should kill the alligators, then the toddlers would be safe. And the whole audience was like, boo, no! And I looked at one of the women in the audience, she was going like this, and I go, why don't you want to kill the alligators? And she said, because I'm a Gators fan. And I was like, if they kill all the alligators, they're not gonna like change the name of the team. They didn't do that with the Redskins forever, you know? Oh, is that too soon or is that too late? Is that too late? Is that or too early to be too soon? What, is that too late for it to be too soon? Is it? And I said, you're not scared of the alligators? The whole audience was like, no, no. And I said, well, then I think you're afraid of the wrong thing. People in Florida are afraid of Mexican immigrants. I don't know a lot about Mexican immigrants, but I do know that they don't hide in the swamp until your toddler is close enough, and then, grab them and eat them, little toddler con queso, little toddlerito, little toddlerita. That's a little female toddler with a salt rim around her head. Toddlerita.